This is the center of the light, the sun, Horus, the god of light, represented by a hawk that is the bird that here flies the highest. In this temple, usually when we come, they teach us how to shine. One of the things that they teach us here is that we have mistaken understanding of what it means to shine. They say in order for a sun to bright, there should not be just subtle energy of light. There must be a huge weight, a huge gravity. They said the sun only shines because it has so much weight, so much pressure, that the matter that composes it starts to break down, and its atoms release all the energy that they have inside because of the crisis and pressure, and that's why it shines. So we usually think from the ancient times that the stars and the sun are bright and shine, and they are subtle because they levitate in the air. But actually we know that it's not like this. That actually the stars and the sun are basically a compression of structures attracting matter and creating so much weight that it burns everything. So the analogy of this tells us that in order to shine, you have to be under a lot of pressure. The rocks of lava, they shine when they come out from a volcano because of the pressure that the rocks are having in the core of the planet. That means that for a heart to shine, you need from all the pressure. In this temple, they taught us that the first particle that gets together in order for us to shine is the ego, and the ego attracts everything to itself in order to shine. That little particle of the ego is attracting other molecules, and they create structures that suddenly manifest the body. And when the body is manifested, it creates a huge magnetical field that attracts links with people, relationships, situations. They attract objects, realities, and as much we move on in our life, we attract much more pressure and much more people and many other things that set ourselves under a lot of pressure. They taught us in the temple that a star can do two things. Either to attract all the things and use them to shine, or collapse and explode. When a star starts to shine a lot, it can affect the life of others because it shines so much that we can see it from very far. When a star explodes, it's not something wrong. Actually, it's that the ego cannot tolerate so much pressure, so it decides to explode to share the burden with others. So the others can start to shine by themselves. This is what we call to create planet, to create life. So either path are good. The only thing that we have to decide in our life is which of those stars we are willing to be. One of the things that they taught us here in this place was that we have mistaken the concept of enlightenment. That we usually think that enlightenment is to ascend to the fifth dimension and levitate. But actually we had a real trouble with this, because when we are willing to enlighten ourselves in that way, actually what we are doing is escaping the only tool that can enlighten us. The last time we came here, one of the things that they said was, remember that the high masters, the enlightened ones in other dimensions, do anything as they can in order to be born, so they could figure out how much they can shine. The only reason why we can see the stars is because the sky is dark. If we decide to live in a place where everything is light, that means that there is only one star in the sky that we call the sun. Meaning that no one else can shine. And we all live under the light of others. It's strange to think about this, because usually we believe that some people live under the shades of others, but actually when we are talking about the fifth dimension, we are living under the light of others. So the question here was if you are willing to shine, or if you are willing to shine by yourself. They said also that the earth, we have to remember that the earth is also shining in the skies. But if we become aware, it can shine much more. This is something for eternity. The sun has been working for millions of years in order to just shine. And it gets to shine due to the pressure of gravity. So I will ask for you to close your eyes. So now think that you are shaping a sun here now. And most of you are here staring at me because I was shining. And you were following my shine. That's why I asked you to close your eyes and ask yourself why I was following the light of others. Take a deep breath. Become aware that the person that is in the middle is not shining for the others. Become aware that any person that you follow by shine in your life is not shining for you. The reason why the person in the center shines is because that person doesn't care about the shine of others. The one that is in the center doesn't shine for others. It only shines because its nature is to shine. Because the most important particle of a sun is the ego. If the person is concentrated in its own shine, its own brightness within, that's ego. But if the person is concentrated in the reason if the others are looking at how it shines, if you're paying attention to its shine, so that's what we call egoism. Normally, we human mammals live our life trying to be seen, to shine for others. We want to shine for mom and for dad. We want to be recognized for those we love and we love. Try to think now about all the people you love around you, all surrounding you. You being the sun, and the others that you love, seeing the planets of your solar system. Inspira profundo, take a deep breath, and try to think now, perceive if all these people that is around you are there because they want to spin around you, or because you do anything so they could see you. When you do anything for the others to see how you shine, that's the main reason why you are not shining. Try to think about the people that is closer to you. What are you expecting from these people? Try to think if the people that is around you, the closer ones, are there because you love them really, or because you need them? Because the main reason for a mammal to love is the fear of being alone. The only reason why we design love as a culture is mainly because our species are afraid of not being recognized by the planet. Respiro profundo. Take a deep breath. Become aware that maybe this is not what I wanted, but my nature brought me out. I recognize that my whole life, everything that myself have done was trying to honor my mom and dad. And I become aware that this image of my dad and my mother had been projected to my grandparents, to my family, to my friends, to my partners, relationships, teachers, bosses, cultures, religion. I become aware that all the projections that I do in my life, staring at others and expecting for others to look straight into our eyes, it's just the need of our being, of not to be alone. All our lives has been designed in order for us to be part of a clan. But when we start the inner path in order to shine, the clan starts to break apart. The clan starts to enter in a crisis. It disappears, it breaks. Relationships turn out to be chaotic. I start to look for freedom. I cannot breathe. The clan cannot support me anymore. And there is only one answer: to be alone. To face solitude is to become a son. There's no need to be in a clan when you shine by yourself. All the planets, people that comes to you when you shine are the ones that are attracted by it. You don't have to go and look for them. In order to shine, the first thing that we have to do is to start the hero path. And to do it, the first thing we must do is to leave our home. Setting our parents, mom and dad, free. That's why it doesn't matter how long you are in the spiritual path. Everything will take you to the very beginning. Have you healed the relationship with mom and dad? If I haven't healed my relationship with my dad, I will always be looking for someone that's trying for me and show me the path. If I haven't healed my relationship with my mom, I will notice this because I am not being able to create my own reality. And I will always wait for someone to do it for me. But mainly, in order to shine, what we have to do is to allow ourselves to feel the weight of the world, to feel the pressure of thousands of people. The ones that we recognize as enlightened ones, the illuminated ones, had lived their lives through service and something that we call sacrifice. Sacrifice is a sacred office. It's the work that we do for others so we can shine. When a sun is not being able to shine properly by itself, the sacrifice turns out to be suffering. When a sun shines by itself, the sacrifice turns out to be pleasure. Inspiro profundo. Take a deep breath. I have to recognize that in order to shine by myself, I should not escape from the crisis and conflict. I should attract to me all the conflicts and crises, so close to me, until my heart illuminates them and makes them disappear. The heaviest and biggest mountain of the world is nothing compared to the pressure of the heart of this planet that can take it as a stone and turn it into a river of light. The heaviest of the burdens, when the closest they get to the core of this world, to the heart, they turn into a flow of light. And this is not philosophy, this is nature. Nature is teaching us that the light is not up there in the sky. The real reason why there are lights is because you get closer to the heart of a planet, of a star, and the pressure makes it shine. So here, all the people that are living the suffering and the pressure of their families, of the culture, of religion, you just bring it all to your heart. Don't escape from it. Bring it to your heart. With my hands, I start to grab all these people around me and all these situations from which I wanted to escape my whole life. Bring it all to your heart. I grab it all. Everything that I need to grab until I feel I'm done, and I bring my hand to my chest. I feel every pressure, every weight, every conflict of power, and I bring it all to my heart. I can feel the pressure going to my heart, and from that, the iron starts to create the biggest magnetical field of my body. Remember that is the iron, the one that creates a magnetical field. If I bring all the pressure to the blood and my heart and all the iron, I will create a greater magnetical field around me. This is not in the spiritual world. This is in the iron of my blood. Every breath I take, the hardest I do it. Through the beats of my heart, the iron starts to create a magnetical field around me. As much bigger is my magnetical field, the biggest is my reach of the planet and other people around. All the conflicts, all the crises come to me and they start to shine in my heart. There's no need now to go and look for the light of others. As much deeper I go to my heart, the greatest is my magnetical field, and I attract everything I need to magnetism. This is the law of attraction. To become myself in the force of gravity. And when you are ready, start to resound softly. As I feel it, I start to walk backwards and expand to all this place, all this garden, and start to speed by seeing your own solar system. You stop being planets around a sun, and you become your own stars, suns, with your own planets.